What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And the time y'all see this video and the next one I'm going to try to do afterwards, and then I actually have another video, will probably be tomorrow. I hope y'all had a happy holiday. I think Kwanzaa starts for tomorrow, and even have Hanukkah for anybody who celebrated that holiday as well, or if you celebrate any other religions that you celebrate, or if you don't even celebrate Christmas at all. Have a happy day. Hope we have a happy weekend, happy night. Just happy everything. But I don't know. I do wish y'all all a happy New Year. Coming. I'm gonna do a couple videos before the New Year, but yeah, I wanted to get these videos in because I celebrate, Christmas dinner and all with family and stuff like that, and that's why I figured like, well, let me get these out this way, since I was up, stuff like that. Let's go. So in this particular video, y'all, I wanted to do a Thicker Than Water bundle edition between episode what to what, whatever, and most of it is just talking a little bit. I'm talking about the characters or the people. Yeah, their characters are right in this thing. Disclaimer: there's profanity, and also I like to thank everybody, my YouTube buddies, just everybody also who's been subscribing, and watching, and viewing, and sharing these videos. Also liking the thumbs up. I want to thank y'all for that. And we're just going to go into it since due to, like I said, please check out my testimony video and check out my podcast guest appearance with J Mail's podcast that he does. Pretty cool. So check it out when you have time to watch this video. I mean, watch the testimonies video and listen to the radio podcast while I speak with J Mail from Up the Discussion. So, like I said, I don't usually do bundle editions or do so many episodes per thing, but I'm doing it because I wanted to catch up or finish out most majority except the Blacklist. I don't think I'm going to go back to that one, but I want to catch up with everything. So I'm going to go based by characters in this thing, and then most of it's going to be based on the current episode. Y'all got about probably going to know in me it's like most of these bundles are at least about an hour. So let's go. We're going to talk starting off with Janice. And the reason why I want to bring this up about her is the whole thing is here she continues to see her. They go to therapy. She wants to remind Jewel that she's a liar and has started stuff and troublesome and whatever the case is. But what confuses me is there a contract that says that she gets a salary to steal? I can understand some people, you may love them but don't like some of their ways or all their ways, but you still love, like, family members, or sometimes, friends of the family, just certain people. And in her case, I like to point out, besides her and the middle sister that sound like, is it just me, or do both of them have the damn Valley Girl curse? And understanding, and I just want to be respected. And here go the other sister. Oh yeah, well, Jill and I just noticed that both of them got like that Valley Girl type of talk, 80s, high school movies when they were popular and shit, type of Valley Boy. Just okay, it's fun. So anyway, y'all. So she wants us to feel sorry for her because she feels like the victim in this family. But every time we have Mr. Ben Tankard sit here give his sermons or pimping out, whatever y'all prefer, okay? She wants to keep going back there. She goes there with her and her two babies and her husband, Rock, and they all keep attending these churches. That's what I'm saying, is their contract. Also with the series, I mean, they probably do it before they start doing this this series or whatever. But I'm just confused about, if you have so many problems with them, why continue to go there anywhere near them to where you have to? It's not to say that don't have any contact with them, but you're around them quite a bit for them not to be around. I'm starting to notice that with her. For example, now Jewel took over. I know I'm jumping to conclusion, but I'm just saying about Jewel had the rules about when they had the family's dinner and the anniversary dinner / it was the Tankers show later on. They said no kids. Even though she brought Diamond was invited, it still was the principle is she brought the kids. I know she said no kids, but I didn't say. I could have sworn she said she knew that she said no kids, but I still brought my kids anyway. And then And one, it's just the thing is I can understand, but she, like I said, she wouldn't have to have that problem if she didn't call herself trying to be indirectly rebellious by going to a place that sit here, you were paying basically to sit on the side and you wouldn't give permission, you basically on their terms of this tango or dancing hall place. So I'm kind of confused on her as you didn't have to deal with this anyway. Either you didn't have to go possibly deal with the mess since you know that they're always going to cause drama and they think they're better than folks. But then on top of that, you had a chance of you because what I heard she's usually good at planning events. But since she's going through this rebellious stage or whatever the heck she's going through, I guess she, like I said, she could have went somewhere else and probably found that place her own self or somewhere similar. But she keeps saying over again how they're that's some way. Like, and I want to point out also with her, like one of the episodes where they had this dinner where they're carrying Sirene, also known as Espen Salt Babs, Miss Sneaky, um, and also the little girl need to know her place. Now she admits that even though her family has problems, but she keeps going to. I can understand going to anniversary dinner and stuff like that, but she keeps going to a lot of places that the family meets up, even though she claims she can't stand them or so many problems. And I want to point out also another thing with her. Now, if she supposedly has this problem, she admits she goes to the family dinners for the food. Is that bad? Seriously, you said you have so much a problem, but I go just for the food, and stuff like that. Even though I can't stand her, but you go to her house. Nobody's forcing you. Like I said, it's their contract where her ass gets a certain allowance or a certain amount of salary that she gets paid to be around this family. Because I'm very confused about one thing. Just like she goes to all the events. You even seen her with the event when Jewel meets with Candy. She's there. And she pushes Jewel out the picture like, well, we're going to take herself. And I like Candy because she's a down-to-earth person. Well, if your sister continues to make this foolish work, you're actually technically supporting. So why do you keep going to these events? Is it all about getting a free meal? What is it? I mean, because she said it herself. Like I said, Janice is starting to somewhat get on my nerves. Because the thing is, I understand. I felt sorry for her at first, but the problem gets annoying is that there's some stuff going on with you too, huh? Because you continue to say that these people are sitting here and they're judgmental and they think they're better than folks. But a lot of times you're at these events with the folks. You don't have to go to every darn event. I'm just saying, you don't have to go to every million, make a million, or other words, I get to brag. And then I have the one, I know the wedding, I know the recent episode, or what's the second recent episode, that they got married in Detroit. So it's originally the Jules them family from Detroit too? Do they know Kwame Petra? Okay, oops, sorry. Anyway, I'm just saying, but anyways, y'all, that I just noticed that about her. So we're gonna get that out of the way because it's just back and forth. And I think the series, or maybe a series finale. I said series because I'll be surprised if they ass come back for a second season. But I think the last episode of this season is supposed to be next week, and then Jewel cries again, and whatever. So let's get on. Speaking of Jewel, or also known as at times Cupid Zirconia, now all of a sudden, I noticed in this episode, and I guess I'm going to cherish the episode, if y'all notice, they're trying to make her more humanized, a little bit more humble. I didn't hear her talk about the expensive things. I remember seeing with her and Ben, which, it's good that I can't say this, they spend quality time with each other, but how she had the fondue. I want to point this out for this reason. Fondue is special cheese. He had some fondue, whatever. And I'm like, do you really want credit for putting some fucking nacho cheese and melting in the microwave about 3 minutes? Is there something special with that? Is it a special cheese or something? Because she flat just said it's hot cheese and stuff. And do you want a star? Yay! Woo woo! Then, of course, her and the sister go, get the gal. She takes over, like I said, repeating about the thing, which I could understand where the sister had chose to have the event and the time really was like, you're paying money for what? Just to sit in the corner and you wouldn't be honored. You were not supposed to interfere with the students or wherever the dance instructors were, right? So anyways, she sits here and, talks about, now I can understand, I'm just going to point out the highlights. She won the candy because she's a millionaire. She's knows about the bucks and stuff. But when they're at the table with Candy, and Candy's explaining to them, I do believe in God, I do believe in making money, ching, but I'm about the sex toys, stuff like that. And she, to a certain point, I don't know about y'all, but she just kind of seemed like she was a little ill, because when Candy was telling the people when she had this millionaire, another one, her millionaire, seminars, and she had me rolling with her ass at the nerve to say, average household is $100,000. Does she mean in the suburbs in some places? I mean, even some suburbs now, they lose the value of their houses in some areas, even up here. So where do you mean $100,000 exactly is the average household? Unless, like I said, unless you're talking about maybe rich areas. But she was saying it's like she really thought everybody, consider all the economy stuff, and the average, and a lot of people nowadays are still having to get help. They didn't used to get help, but we all are making $100,000. Think about it. Okay, and then she had to, Candy. I think somebody had to clear it up for her, but she really, really thought the average person. I know Candy was trying to make it like say like after she let it know, no, it's not $100,000. She thought that maybe this woman must make a lot of money, but I know she's trying to clear it up, but it was just pure ignorance and pure fury. Did y'all realize also they went to go shopping for dresses at the thing for the parents' anniversary dinner that her and the sister consider how much money they have and stuff like that. The card wasn't black, didn't look platinum. I mean, I know the sister was there, but I know how they supposed to have so much money. So they have the anniversary that she has the sisters come up and have a picture when they were little and stuff like that, make a long story. And she was like kind of furious about her bringing in the children. And the other sister, I didn't like how with her Valley Girl boys at this time, I don't want to touch you and stuff like that. Because children not supposed to be here, something like that. She said to the little baby, her niece, Janice, daughter. And I'm thinking, like, does the baby have chicken pox or something contagious that she has that she can possibly get like a bad cold or something? Because that's how she was acting. Like, I don't want to touch you. Oh, girl, fly away with your ass. Okay, so to fast forward, you had the latest episode. She was interrogating Sirene, Miss Irene's fast slide ass, boyfriend. When I think we're Candy, talking. Now she admits that when she was around Sirene's age, she was drinking and smoking. I think she admitted she was. I know Ben made it a sex slash, but I mean she was doing a lot of stuff she had no business doing her darn stuff. But yet she wants Irene to be pure and stuff like that. And it's kind of like, ooh, girl, that dream that's a fairy tale now, sweetheart. That's been gone. That's now in the once in upon a time book somewhere. That's been gone, sweetheart. Um, I guess she's trying to change how some people try to change what they can't change, so they do it to somebody else, and usually people, I guess, so some people choosing somebody else. In her case, she's trying to do with Irene. So they end up doing she keep trying to tell them like, be light and stuff like that to do interrogation with John, and how she simply I know she simply is taking over Benji's wedding, which it should be understood. But then it's like, here she is 1 minute saying I'm going to take it over, make it cheap, but then all of a sudden she wants a bunch of crazy stuff just as much as they want and stuff like that. They have a, helicopter, the party bus, and all during their house. So we'll see how that turns out. Then the thing is how she, like I said, they immunized her in this recent episode by sitting here and letting us know, like, how they helped with Brooklyn. They went to go talk to her and try to straighten it down. So they said they'd be there for her for about mistakes, and we'll get to her in a minute, okay? But she's basically, like I said, with this Irene situation, she's kind of like, I understand she was understanding by Irene when she broke up with John. But when she was trying to come to her with Irene, I think was indirectly, because I think her and the boy staged to make it seem like they never had it happen, because the cameras was there and they had plugs so you can hear the conversation. And I do believe that there is some sexual activity carried on, but the daughter was slowly trying to test the mom to see, should I tell her now that I've been messing with him because John got plays and I have urges, but I'm not going to tell them the urges has already been met, because she already told on herself that she sat there and said, the most strictest spirits, strict, because we all know even with Candy being there, she still says she still don't appreciate it, but she really is like so focused on trying to make it her where it possibly be a virgin. So has been, trying to remake his. I don't know if Brittany is sexually active. She probably, but she keeps to herself anyway, and it's kind of like not on the show too much. So we don't know, but we already know what Brooklyn, which is might be say shout out to Mike B, but she's working so much day and night and leaves her daughter there most of the time where they have to watch the child now. And this is not the first time she's been doing it. I don't know how many times she's done it, but it's enough where they feel it's a concern. And so, like I said, she didn't really talk about money this last episode. And, of course, again, you got Ben. You definitely got to remind you about how it's a wonderful sex life. And Ben is so musical talented. And, she also helped Ben manage money. And that kind of like probably what helped him get into where he is right now. And, like I said, with just a bunch of yo stuff with that. Like I said, the met with Candy, she has this ignorant value that everybody got his money. And then, the I'm rich, bitch type of mentality as usual. So it's kind of like the same thing over and over again. So we ain't really got to go into Jewel. But like I said, I think they're trying to make Jules make it seem like she really cares and stuff like that. But like I said, she wants Irene to be this perfect individual and stuff like that. And we all know that nobody's perfect, but it's like, sweetie, your daughter wasn't regular about to come to you. Then I think that she knew that the way her mother was acting when I went into the flower pants and stuff, like, no, I'm just gonna keep that lie that I have not been doing anything all today. And for all we know, who don't too? Because we don't know. She all of a sudden dumps him. I don't understand interrogation and stuff like that. But like I said, she's lying about some other stuff. If we know what I mean, let's switch to her because, like I said, Jewel is kind of the same way. Stuff like that. Whatever, right? Now let's get into Sirene real quick. Sirene is kind of like the child needs to be put in her. It's definitely a child needs to be put in her place. Okay. Make a long story short, like I said, I know it's when the mom just lied to say to her and say, I'm still a virgin, and you talking about you can't turn a hoe to a housewife. But I'm like, wait a minute now, slow down. So you obviously are part of one of the hoes now. If you're talking about, like, as far as just because somebody been sexually active, just cover your little fast, you young ass. I mean, not to say fast, young ass, but I'm just talking about you admitted that you're sneaky, and who's to say Josh or John, whatever his name, was the first one. But some people sit there talking about other folks and shouldn't be talking about other folks, and I always have to end up saying that, but that's usually what happens. And we know that she shouldn't be talking, so I'm just saying she's not. If she's active, this may seem controversial or not, but I'm just saying is we don't know how long she has been getting down. You know what I mean? Besides this show. And then she admits that, she's sneaking all this other stuff and she broke up with Josh. But then, if Josh, has to go through all this stuff just to get some and he's about to get his own apartment and everything else, there's plenty of the females that he can get to, and this will not be an exception. So, I know she's crying and upset, but I know it's also with what's Benji's wife, Sandra, whatever. She's all happy about being chosen as the bridesmaid for this obnoxious, this overpriced wedding and stuff like that. And she's saying, well, Brittany's not around, and the thing with Brooklyn or whatever. It just seemed I'm gonna get that little help with Brittany's wife in a minute, okay? But it's just like she's saying, well, I can understand why she chose me and whatever the case is. Okay, little girl, read a book, study it. Next. So, so as far as that, and then I'm saying she always just also the last one. She's just like Benji. They're so quick to call. I mean, Brooklyn needs to be read as well, and she is going to. I don't know. I'm good reading, but y'all. What I'm saying is that she, has faults too that need to be dealt with. But it's so quick that you got Benji and his wife on some occasions, and Sirene quick enough to always bring up certain situations or bring up Brooklyn's falls or try to get thrown out, wherever the case is, or be punished. But yet, neither one of them should be talking, or they need to just shh. So anyway, y'all, I want to bring up again about, let's start with Benji's damn whining an ass. Of course, we all know the dad had to sit there because they had to have the end of the damn anniversary thing. He proposed to his wife with a ring. We already know his daddy paid for, okay? Just like the daddy paid for the purity rings, and that's what I'm saying became the Tinker show. That Janice says. I didn't know it just changed for an anniversary. By the way, do y'all notice that the mom only, out of all the episodes she even started, appeared that she only has said like one sentence? And that sentence was, would you like dressing with that? Is that, I mean, she was very, very quiet. Now, the dad we've been hearing all, and remember he said that bizarre speech. And I'm thinking, like, Jude, this is probably where y'all get and just say a bunch of stuff, whatever. Because here's our anniversary dinner. He takes the time to let everybody know is that, my dad left my mama, he cheated on her and left her. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to stay with your family. Oh my gosh, help us all. And we just have Benji in here still on this thing with Brooklyn. I think in the last episode, so he keeps repeating over again as if Brooklyn should be taken or kicked out the house and stuff. And of course, it's their dad is like, okay, it's none of your business. I'm going to pay the bills, and I'd rather have my grandbaby in this environment than risk putting Brooklyn because that's still my grandbaby out in the streets. And like I said, but Benji's so quick enough to say that, and he, like I said, it turns out that he married his wife on account of, like I said, with his many flaws and other stuff that he don't even talk about his own self. He sits here and lets us know that actually, it turns out they did a shotgun ring. Now, where's this girl's parents? Or does she associate with her family too much? Because usually it's the other way around. Usually, it be like the daddy or somebody be doing the shotgun ring towards the guy, but Ben ended up marrying them, stuff like that, because they got married because turned out she got pregnant, and sad to say she had a miscarriage or something a week or something after they got married, and they still together. But at the same time, he cannot say anything because what is Benji really doing? He's so quick to point out Brooklyn's flaw. Him and Sirene tag team together, always getting about Brooklyn, but it's like, dude, what is you doing? Seriously, what the is you doing? As far as contributing house, he got so much to say and stuff like that. I hate to see he actually paid like at least for 25% of Uverse bill or some shit. Because I'm just wondering, like, what do you do besides eat? He just seemed like eat all day. Him and his wife talk about Brooklyn all the time, and that's it. And now we got this wedding coming up, and this child right here, like I said, he wants black butterflies. He wants a helicopter, all this stuff. He claims he has $5,000 saved because they met with the wedding planner another time, and I think the wedding planner says it's supposed to be $200,000 for this upcoming wedding. But he wants all this stuff because of course, like I said, his wife that I don't even think that she would take at least one online class at all. What the fuck does she do besides being up there at Benji and just sleep and eat all day and probably fucking the room occasionally, and then they sit there and complain about Brooklyn and stuff like that. But yet, what do any one of them do? Yeah, that's a question. It's just like they have so much to say, but neither one of them need to be talking. They pretty much just living off the father and Jules, Miss Coney as well. So what? So, anyways, y'all. She wants marinate some, Alice in Water, late reporting date, whatever the damn case she's talking about. And then on top of that, he wants all this, but it's like he got inspired from when Hype Millions, like he watched YouTube and seen the old videos when Hype Williams was really popular. Everybody was using the early 2000s because that seemed like he was talking about some goddamn some video movies some Hype Williams used to do back in the day. Sorry about that, y'all. I kicked my foot on this little small little table thing. But I'm just saying, it's like here again, he got 5,000. That's other words. That's code name for 50,000. So even then, what do you need this extravagant wedding for? Y'all been married for you. It's not like y'all just can go away somewhere, invite and go yourself, sneak the Las Vegas. But I'm just saying is, well, at least wait a little bit later to have an official wedding because y'all can't afford it, but yet he expected dad's foot because he admits, like, Brooklyn gets away with this, and he was talking about somebody else gets what, and talks about, I think, the wife or somebody else gets what they want. So he wants what he wants, but it's like you do already get what you want, bro, because you're sitting here, sitting on your ass, and you're not doing anything. Supposedly he was DJing, but he hasn't DJed since episode 3, and we're about to finish with the series or season finale next week. Go on somewhere, bro. So they all worried about him and his wife is all worried about Jewel taking over the wedding because Ben's ain't even talking to her later because Ben and Benji had to have a talk, and stuff like that. But like I said, he's so quick to always talk about Brooklyn, even through this current last episode. Talk about Brooklyn and what she don't do and all this other stuff, and you need to check her and whatever cases. And it's like, dude, gone somewhere. Gone. Next chapter. Um, so, but like I said, let's go into, like I said, we already covered Sirene, blah 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 blah. Brittany, like I said, doesn't really appear, and maybe she's like, I ain't got time for this shit, whatever, right? Now, Brooklyn, I want to bring up because before I get into bringing up Ben, and because I had to talk about this last current episode, okay? Brooklyn has been drinking with her coworker. She doesn't have time, but she had time to drink and have a day off. But she always coming in late, around 6 a.m. in the morning, or sometimes later than that. And it kind of leaves where Ben and possibly Jewel and everybody else. Like I said, I do notice still that Benji just has not once, maybe I might not pay attention, he has not once interact with Diamond. And it's like, it seemed like he has all this animosity towards Brooklyn. Maybe they don't show that, but I never see him interact with Diamond at once. At least at once. Maybe just me. Y'all can leave it below in comments, but I never seen him interact with Diamond once. I mean, Diamond didn't ask to be here, but, I can understand, he got social all the time, but at least acknowledge that, you are an uncle. Say hi, something. Shit. But anyways, oh, who was I talking about? Yeah, but still, let's go back to the Brooklyn thing. Now, Brooklyn wants everybody to be sorry for her. Still is a big question about why she appeared with that sob story and didn't even have enough crocodile tears to even say quick enough. This is not the first time, unless she could have been drinking when she came there, and that's why she crashed car. Either she can't drive over shit, and or because she takes to the liquor and wants to blame it on the alcohol. Okay, and she, like I said, does this on a regular, has been doing on a regular basis, and we all like to know. She likes to remind us about what her past was, and she's overcome. Okay, there's a difference. We learn from our past. We don't live forgiven. We can use it as life lessons, and sometimes tell other folks or mentor people. I've learned from this. I've grown into that. In her case, it is a crutch. Okay, just like probably Benji uses the crutches. The thing is, you're taking care of her. You're supposed to take care of me too, just because I'm your son or only son, whatever bullshit excuse. It's the same with Brooklyn. And it's like, here you talking about how your dad abandoned you, and they had brought up this last episode. Ben was talking about it, also the family dinner. Now, the family dinner, I know they talk about everything current in their lives, but it seemed like it was an interrogation room. I want to point out when they had that dinner, when Sirene was still like talking to Josh or whatever, and they interrogate him like, what is his intentions, what's his religion, what's his family background, what's his blood type, what was it, JJ, the middle sister? I'm just gonna call her JJ. Too many damn J's. Was interrogating her. Then the dad was it was just like she and Sirene was trying to get him. Then she still was like, well, you get put in the hot seat. It was just a bunch of mess. But everybody at that table probably did half or more than what the fuck they were already doing as is. But whatever. But you know how judgmental some people like that can be. Not everybody. But I mean, so what I'm saying is they also interrogated Brooklyn at the table as well about, her parenting skills or giving her a curfew and stuff like that. Now, the friend at the club did tell her she needed to move out, and then it just kind of faded because she's still in the thing like, I'm just going to brush off that I said midnight. And she did stick to her word because she still sat there and continued to sit here, don't have ass call them. They have to check her. But I did want to point this out to y'all. Did y'all notice in the latest episode, her production manager and other people have been calling her, maybe Jewel, Miss Fuzikoya might have over exaggerated it, but I do notice this though. Maybe these people, they probably paid on the side, because I thought it was weird. If they're working for or working with a grown ass woman, because she is grown, they're going and reporting to her parents about her drinking habits or whatever else. And I understand there's some friends that are cool with, both the parents and the friends, stuff like that, or to be cool with some other family members, but it just seemed like, considering the type of people are, I mean, are they originally people that were cool with them first and then got cool with Brooklyn afterwards, and then, here go Ben. I'll give you a couple bucks for it. Let me know what's going on, and stuff like that. And they're like, okay, I'm just wondering, because it doesn't make any sense why they're reporting to her as such as that. It'd be different to say, The only way I could say this would make sense, y'all, is if, say, Brooklyn went missing and they were wondering, they haven't heard from her, she hasn't called, it's been a couple days, and they're calling her, their parents, to see, like, what's going on? We haven't heard from. Now I can understand maybe calling them. They're trying to kind of get contact with other people that she person might be around, of course, knowing her family members. If they haven't gotten contact her and they were trying to call her, and vice versa, they were trying to call because just that situation. Other than that, they're calling reporting. I think she's been drinking 4 to 5 drinks. It just seemed like the snitching stuff, and there might be a little coins that on the side for them to report, and they might have knew. I'm just saying, it doesn't make the sense, y'all. It really don't. So anyway, Brooklyn, like again, has to keep reminding us. A lot of times we see her, the few other. I wondered how she argued a couple times with the Benji's, busted, dusty ass. Anyway, but at the same time, I respect her. First, you respect her that she is trying to change life, but then at the same time, this last episode when she went to meet the park, when she claims, I guess she was like 30 to 40 minutes away, Nashville, and she's like, oh, I'm at where I could take a break and work. And here, of course, she brings up, which was kind of foul, that Jewel and them made her take a pregnancy test and actually took her back to her, I guess, her biological mom, basically said we couldn't deal with this. But then I guess Ben, once he seen the baby, changed his heart, realized the baby has, which is true, the baby did not ask to be here. And then he realized that he loves the heck out of his little grandbaby, and that's good. I do appreciate grandbaby and stuff like that. But then Brooklyn again continues to sit here, and Ben. This is how Ben probably falls into the lines every time when she's like this, because she keeps saying to both of them, "Y'all don't really support me. Y'all don't really support me. Yeah, y'all part me just a way, but I need y'all to support maybe some more." And then y'all weren't there. The 1 to 14 time. You weren't here most majority when I was 14. That's why I was listening. She keeps using this same shit every time. And it gets to the point like, see, here's your flaw. Now you're being irresponsible, and I think Jewel and them even suggested that they, we could possibly want to adopt. I think Diamond. But what I'm saying with her is, it's like, Brooklyn, this is a repeated story, and your flaw with that one is. Now, maybe they could have made arrangements with her, and if she could have at least told him and say, like, I really need help right now. Because the way she's talking is like, you can tell the communication is not really together. But I still believe, I don't know how hair shows run, y'all. Besides, like I said, when I told y'all a couple videos ago how they run, but I don't wonder. I'm sorry, Mike Figures was telling about, she shows some other hairs, and I do believe that she did used to run escort service, and I don't know, occasionally she also was one of the escorts. But I'm just saying is, what is she doing? The point is, she don't come home in time, because I guess it still must be May or June or something or whatever, and she don't come home in time to get her baby. Or it could be, I don't know how, when they actually filmed this, but I mean, but she keeps saying this excuse again. If it's not the excuse about daddy, you weren't there, and you weren't there, and this is why the way I was, even though the shit was about actually what, exactly 10 years ago. And if you still having problems, sweetie, like I said, do some self evaluation, get some help or whatever, or talk to them more about. But don't make it just seem like it is your dad's fault. Like, you, even though this child was very young, she was a baby having a baby. The real reality is now, sweetie, these excuses 10 years later, so get it together, girl. Get it together, girl. Your mom and stuff like that. And then if you keep running excuses and holding with this flaw towards your daddy, not to say it will affect her business, but if that's always going to be her excuse, something's, as far as positive, is always going to be blocked, because she's always going to bring up the fact that her daddy is responsible. It's almost like indirectly she feels like her dad's responsible for everything that she's done, even now. Like, anything bad's happened to me, Dad, it's your fault. Okay, eventually you are going to have to move out, or you are going to let the baby stay with, her granddaddy and her step grand mom, whatever, for a while, whatever. Because, like I said, she keeps claiming that she's too busy, and eventually she is going to have time. But remember, she took her baby to the shop and told her, like, we're going to spend time together once I finish with this hair show and everything else. But, like I said, you're repeating the same behavior that you despise and didn't like. Another. Okay, y'all. Well, Brittany, like I said, she does things with it. Like I said, I didn't wonder why. I do believe Benji's wife sat there and purposely only had Sirene as a bridesmaid is because the only bridesmaid because since Brittany is really close to Brooklyn, even though Brooklyn is Brooklyn's there. I mean, Brittany does seem like to be the cooler one, which I know I think Ben has said, time ago, like, that he gets along, he actually has a better, like, closer relationship as far as with Brittany, and Brittany, got to see her dad a little bit more than Brooklyn did, and I think Benji got to see him a little bit more than she did, than Brooklyn did as well, and, you know, like I said, how it keeps brought up Ben's, like, his past as well, too, whatever the case is. And it's like you're responsible. It's like I said, Brooklyn. It seemed like Benji too, and Brittany's the only one that's like, okay, Dad, I love you, blah blah blah. But it seemed like Benji and Brooklyn is gonna make their dad pay, and somehow they feel like because they are the kids, like use my daddy, and you always gonna be responsible for me. Okay, we got a lifetime visible contract that you sign with you sign whether you know it or not. But in our heads, you are responsible for us. You are responsible for everything we do. I mean, we want this, we want that. You take care of us. You ain't responsible for getting the toilet paper to wipe our asses. Okay, so sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to be graphic, but I'm just saying is they're making their dad responsible for shit he ain't got no nerves to be responsible for. So let's go to Mr. Ben here in our last statement. Like I said, y'all, I'm doing pretty good so far, but like I said, it really hasn't been really that lot occurring. Like I said, besides when Candy was there and how, like I said, Janice had pushed her out the picture. She was saying, yeah, you can stay over there and we take some pictures. Didn't take no picture of Jewel at all. And Candy, like I said, had confronted, Jewel about her behavior, about, didn't you used to do a lot of stuff too, but yet you're being so strict. And, of course, Jewel wants to sit here and keep it where, this is my child, which is true, but it's like I said, I can't with Miss Jewel. I can't with Mrs. Jewel. So Ben, I want to bring up, like I said, he's trying to be responsible for this wedding. He's always seems to be a little bit more tolerable, and I do mean a little more tolerable than Miss Jewel, okay? Mrs. Jewel. So, he, of course, one of the things he brought up, of course, he was happy about the sex toys, whatever Candy was talking about, and he was happy that, that they got a little extra spice in their life and everything else. But I want to go to this sermon in the last one. Did anybody else feel like he had listened to the edited version of CeeLo's Fuck You song? Because he got the nerves and audacity to sit here and say, you turn, we're going to take over the forgiveness word. The F word and turn the forgiveness word. Now say F you and F her too. That's all excuse me, y'all. That's all I thought about when he was sitting there talking about F you and F your too and all that stuff. All I thought was about was CeeLo. And he just, you could tell everybody in the service and the pews was very hesitant, and he's gonna make sure F you. You gonna tell it F you, F you, F you. Okay, and y'all, there's a way of doing things, but is it just me, y'all? But that was the second most thing. Other than y'all, let me run back. Now, do y'all remember the beginning of this year, or I think it was beginning of this year, or no later than the end of last year? There was a YouTube video which been taken down of this lady that actually she had good sermons, but this heifer had the nerves audacity to be sitting there with look like a dress so tight and short. Short to the point whereas it looked like it turned to a t-shirt type of thing going on strings, and her titties is sitting here and the nibbles is all out. You could even say to see the fuckers is pierced and everything. The bitch probably didn't have on no drawers because we could, she was giving us basic instinct. Here she is trying to see her titties out, basic instinct, all like this, leg just all like this and stuff, and got the nerves audacity to sit here and try to give a sermon. Okay? Just bringing in, I didn't want to like cousins for Lord's name. But what I'm saying is, here she is, titties all out, cooches open to everybody to see, and got the nerves to put the Lord's name and talk about. What I'm saying is, when you're not actually looking at the sermon, it's a good sermon. She actually said some good stuff. But when you give the message, if you give a great message, there's a right way and a wrong way to do everything. And like I said, that kind of remind me with that bit. I mean, it's not as bad as that, but it kind of remind me. It's like, oh no, 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 don't do that. Don't tell about the fu is a new word for forgiveness. Then everybody gonna think it's cool. Like, what about the babies? I don't know how many babies were attending service, but what about the babies that's sitting there and accidentally a kid might have accidentally dropped a piece of candy that they gave them or bumped into them or something like that, and the baby's talking about F you, I F you, F you, and then the teachers be sitting there, what the hell? Well, they won't say those exact words, but then they sitting here like, what are you talking about that for? Well, Pastor Tanker said, I don't know if he's a minister attached with it, but Minister Tanker said, when you forgive somebody, you say F you. F you, Mrs. Turman. F you, Jake. F you. So, I'm just saying, y'all, this is all kinds of wrongs, okay? Um, so he is supposed to be somewhat, I guess, taking over. Still gonna pay. He paid for Benji's ring. Like I said, I think he takes care of Benji because he feels proud for Brooklyn. Take care of Brooklyn because he feels proud for Benji, whatever. So, but I did pay attention that a lot of his money, he does that sermon. Supposedly, a lot of the money supposedly does not come from there. It comes from his music. It comes from him being motivation MBA, and they have other businesses and stuff like that. But like I said, well, there's nothing wrong with them getting money. It's just this thing of thinking like, well, I like being rich, and rich makes me happy. Okay, dog. But like I said, overall, the point is now he's working on helping with this wedding. We all know there was issues still. The thing is, like, he thought that financial. I don't know what Janice's problem is for now. This moment now, she's like I said, she's starting to get really annoying. Okay. And like I said, with Ben and I already had really discussed. The thing is now he's like wiping his hands when he's starting a new day with the whole issues. Like he realized and understands where Brooklyn's coming from, and he did. I guess they're supposed to start fresh, or whatever, at the end of the episode. But yeah, I really kind of already talked about Ben intertwining with the other issues. It really was that much not to talk about because you're repeating the same stuff. Just part 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 next day. So I'm probably sorry, y'all, that I really didn't go into a lot of details or anything, but it really, unfortunately, was not that much to talk about. You know what I mean? So I definitely will be back on schedule with this show in the last episode, y'all. But shout out again to Mike B, Majestic, Some More Love, Jamelia TV, Self-Esteem Queen, Don, Squeaky Jones, and of course, Jay Mayo, which I said earlier. Shout out to y'all, and like I said, happy holidays. I mean, we still got New Year. I'm gonna be saying Happy New Year, y'all, right? So, but like I said, by the time I do this video, I probably won't upload it until tomorrow. And maybe if I have time, I would definitely do one tomorrow. Like I said, sorry, y'all. I'm a couple of days. I know I said I was supposed to come the day after yesterday, but stuff happens, y'all. But so it was just another 1 or 2 day late. But like I said, I appreciate y'all. Love all y'all, your share, support. Thank you, new subscribers. Thank you, old subscribers for still staying. Stay giving the shares, stay everywhere. But just thank y'all. Hugs. I ain't gonna hug the computer. Somehow I feel like I'm clumsy and it might just fall over. So, but we gonna do this. Ah. So anyway, y'all take care. See y'all in the next bit.